You are watching Stripped Down Live, Saskatchewan's only 1-hour local music showcase, the show that brings the venue to you in the comfort of your own living room, as always, for 13 seasons now. I'm your host, Curtis Anderson, and tonight on Stripped Down, I promised you a show in January. Tonight on Stripped Down, it's Out of Frequency.
Pick a song, pick a place to share within your loving embrace like we used to. Now we're holding on with agony, losing grip of reality, the end was due. The years dragged on by, no tears. I could cry, I wasn't scared to try. It's no longer with you. You made me so crazy. You got my body shaky. Somehow I crashed and burned. My friends say, will I ever learn? Wondering when it'll be my turn to breathe again. To fall in love felt so bizarre, rushing in with heavy hearts, every word was true. Then you traveled west, forgot to text. I found you in someone else's bed, and my love withdrew. The years dragged on by, no tears. I could cry, I wasn't scared to try. It's no longer with you. You made me so crazy. You got my body shaky. Somehow I crashed and burned. My friends say, will I ever learn? Wondering when it'll be my turn to breathe again. One more time. You made me so crazy. You got my body shaky. Somehow I crashed and burned. My friends say, will I ever learn? Wondering when it'll be my turn to breathe again.
You're watching Stripped Down Live with Out of Frequency, the first show of 2023. We started in 2008. That's a lot of years. Thank you, sir,
Thank you.
for making the trip, being on Stripped Down Live. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing really good.
Could have picked a warmer night for the show, but thanks for making the trek.
Yeah.
Okay, be honest. When we talked on, when we were texting back and forth, how annoyed at me were you thinking? We had a 45-minute conversation back and forth, and I thought he was a completely different Fabian. When did, how far into the conversation were you like, what is this guy's deal?
At first, it was more or less funny because you were just like, when you found out that I was playing in metal bands for like a couple of years, you're like, wow, that's a different change in like the genres. And I was like, yeah. And then after that, yeah, you also said, I think you also mentioned it's like, bring your girlfriend or wife.
Your wife.
And I was like,
It went on, and there was like a couple red flags. Like, we literally texted back and forth for 45 minutes. There was a couple odd things, and I just gonna overlook it and keep going because real name Fabian. I only know one other Fabian in the world, and he's a Saskatoon musician. And he's talked about coming on the show as well. So we had an entire 45-minute conversation before I felt like the biggest piece of garbage in the world, where I was like, this is the wrong Fabian.
the crazy thing was, though, that you say that was it's kind of funny to go along with that, because what had happened a couple of days after, like Chris went on Strip Down, we had a house party, and I shook hands with this one girl, and she's like, hi. And she's like, my name's Fabian, too. I was like, no way.
Is she an artist? Let's
No.
get her on the show. We'll have the year of Fabians in 2024. Just 12 Fabian musical acts. Anyway, thank you for not just blocking me and still coming and doing the show.
It's good.
So, not a Saskatoon native, though. You moved here, is that correct? Or have you been here?
I'm originally from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan.
Okay.
I moved out here when I was about 19.
All right. Music started in Prince Albert, or was it a...
Music started in Prince Albert. I was playing in like a hardcore band with my cousin called Smiles and Sickness, and then I transferred over. I started playing in other bands in Saskatoon. Started a band, Conformicide. Then I worked with a couple of guys from In Ruin.
Okay.
I worked with In Ruin, and then I just when COVID hit, I just figured there was no other time to risk waiting to try to do something different. So then I just started playing folk music.
Yeah, COVID kind of forced a lot of artists to kind of do the solo thing, hey?
Yeah, and also like it was cool just because like it was completely different. I've always wanted to do this. It's just I had the fear of singing. I always had like self-consciousness in my voice, but then people told me different, so I tried it out.
What brought you to Saskatoon from PA?
I wanted to go to school. I wanted something different.
Okay.
And yeah, it was a new opportunity. I just always, when I come out here, I just feel like there's new chances, new opportunities. So that's why I moved out here.
That's awesome. What was the musical community like in PA that you left behind?
Small.
Small.
Small, like it was mainly just our friends. Like there wasn't really, I don't know about the community now, but like at the time it was pretty small.
Crazy. All right. Well, welcome to Strip Down Live. Should we meet her this week? Should we throw it over to social media correspondent, the lovely Bryn Kreisel? Welcome back. Happy 2023, Bryn.
Happy 2023, Curtis.
Last time we saw you, we had you dressed up as Mrs. Claus, and I do still feel bad about that. I swear that wasn't planned, but when I pulled out the Santa costume and it was the Mrs. Claus costume by mistake, there's only one girl on crew, so thanks for stepping up.
Hey, I do what I can.
Yeah, City Mike couldn't have pulled off the costume.
Yay, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe next Christmas.
2023. What's going on, Bryn?
Not a whole lot. We've got a few people tuned in. I'm trying to encourage them to interact with us. We've got a gift card to Earl's to give away here. But yeah, it's sounding great.
Thank you.
Nice. We kicked off the show with what song?
Breathe Again. It's a newer song. A lot of the songs I'm playing tonight are like off of, well, they're gonna be on the new album. I'm gonna call it Heavy Hearts.
Heavy Hearts?
Yeah.
All right, you want to break the song down for us?
Breathe Again is just about a guy. I just wrote a character just about it being in a toxic relationship and then just basically keep on staying inside of it. I think of it like if I made a music video, like Groundhog's Day, but in the day of the breakup and just going through the cycle over and over again. Because like when I do the knocks, it's like she's back.
Amazing. That's good stuff. So does that come from a place of reality?
This one was like one that I wanted to write like a happy chord song.
Yeah.
But then I wrote this all like when I was in like a coffee shop, and it was just like a breakup song I really wanted to do for a long time.
Awesome. So what are we going to hear tonight? Some old stuff from the first album, some new stuff?
Yeah, I'm going to play In This World or the Other next, and then a couple other ones too ahead. So.
All right, so where do we go next? What's the next song?
In This World or the Other.
And this is about?
This is another love song. This was my first song that I wrote with Matt Stinn at Rainy Day Recording Company.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Matt Stinn?
Yeah, this is available on all social platforms, so if you wanted to take a listen, you can after the show.
Say something about Matt.
Matt, thank you for everything. I appreciate the opportunities I've been given with you, and hopefully later on in the year we can try something else out.
See, I'm paranoid. I'm thinking about the wrong Matt now, just because there were 2 Fabians and I know like 6 Matts, but I'm trying to narrow it down. But yeah, he's a good dude. I believe he's been on the show.
Oh.
Do you know bands he's been in off the top of your head?
Right now I'm kind of phasing out.
That's
but
fine.
Green Wing.
You're thinking about your next song.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Out of Frequency.
Deep by day. Restless night, still mesmerized, gotten my way. Was lost in your eyes, so hypnotized. Truly love-stricken, this highway goes on for miles. Life's journey felt so long, amazed when I seen your smile. I'll find my way back to you. You'll be my forever. I'll find my way back to you. In this world or the other. By day, restless night can never unwind, unsure what to say. What the heavens designed has flooded my mind. Truly love-stricken, this highway goes on for miles. Life's journey felt so long, amazed when I seen your smile. I'll find my way back to you. You'll be my forever. I'll find my way back to you. In this world or the other.
Out of frequency, and instead of going to a commercial break like I planned, I'm out of practice. This is the first, I haven't done a show in a year. We got to thank these sponsors. That's usually what we do before we go into the second song, so apologies for that. We got to thank our title sponsor, Earl's Saskatoon, continuing their support of local music here, and go support them. They support us. They have DJ nights, they have live music sometimes. Just keep it locked onto Earl's Saskatoon. Vern's Pizza. Did you know National Pizza Day is February 9th?
I kind of thought about that, yeah, actually.
So National Pizza Day is February 9th, and of course, Hairstyle Inn and E-West Music. Those are the sponsors, and now I think it's safe. Let's go to our first commercial break. More with Out of Frequency when we return. Ladies and gentlemen, Out of Frequency.
Small kid, big dreams, who took on the world at 17, who partied hard, smartened up, we visit fondly through coffee cups, late nights, cold brews, cigarette smoke, only loud tunes, up all night, slept all day. When I woke up, you were miles away. Some days I ponder where you are. You vanquish your fears, were left no scars. You're in my prayers, you're in my heart. The legend the world doesn't know. Small kid, big dreams, I took on the world at 17. Partied hard, smartened up, We visit fondly through coffee cups, shift work, sore lakes, raising kids, having debts paid. The wild ones stable now. You've done the work, now take a bow. I heard your voice when the world's upside down. My friend till the end, I've always been proud. You fought through such hell, your love shines out. The legend the world ought to know. Small kid, big dreams, took on the world at 17. Bodied hard, smartened up. We visit fondly through coffee cups.
You're watching the first Strip Down Live of 2023 with Out of Frequency. That was song number 3.
Yeah.
Let's break that down. What was song number 3? What was it about?
Coffee Cups is about, it's like a story for me. It's kind of like a song that I wrote for my siblings. I wrote for my friends. It's basically like when I visit with my grandparents, we have our conversations over coffee cups. So like it's like a reminiscent song of like when you miss your friends, miss your family, how are you doing, what are you doing? I hope you're changing the world.
How much of your songwriting comes from real life experience and how much comes just from like random storytelling? And what's a good balance as an artist?
Most of it's about 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like writing real just works better for me, and it's a more of a therapeutic thing because every time I release a new single, it feels like a part of that stress or a part of that weight has been like lifted.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fighting through a cold. Is that
Yeah.
why you were gulping tea before we started? Thank you
Yeah.
for that. Thanks for not canceling. I had no idea.
Yeah, I got over it. It's just now I'm just getting my voice back, and I'm just like I was like singing the last 2 days. I was like, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
That's always one of my biggest fears is the day of the show when my phone starts blowing up. I'm like, oh, here it is.
Hey.
We've only, in the history since 2008 when we started, we've only canceled one show day of, and it was my fault. It was me. I started throwing up at 4 o'clock, and it was Paul Kuzbik and his Fountain of Youth. Is that what it was called? Is that his band? Fountains of Youth, something like that.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad because I called and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? They're like, we're packing up. We're gonna go do this show called Strip Down. I was like, I'm Curtis, and no, you're not, because I'm throwing up. And then we kind of had we're like, do we want to do the show without me? And people were adamant that they didn't, and that was a special moment for me. They're like, can't do the show without you, Curtis. And I was like, I'm like Scooby-Doo. Couldn't have the show without me. Anyway, let's bring Bryn into this because I feel kind of bad. We were talking about Matt Stinn's old band, Friends of Foes.
That was the name I forgot.
You know who was in Friends of Foes? The lovely Bryn Grice. So I feel extra bad.
For a brief moment.
For a brief moment. You're
Yeah.
like a hired
Yes.
gun.
Yeah.
What happened to Friends of Foes? It was
That I
like
don't
you
know.
and Matt Stinn and like Princess Ariel, right?
Yeah.
It's-
Or Celeste and Keegan.
And no, Celeste went on to become like a Disney princess, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And
it
she
is.
still pops up on Facebook once in a while, and it always makes me happy because she's always doing like the coolest stuff.
I know.
No.
We have some questions and comments.
But what happened to Friends of Foes, real quick?
Sorry, I'm not avoiding the question.
No.
I can't tell you. I was
Okay.
just there for that brief time, and then I think their bassist came back. So
Yes, we had
tell
technical
you.
difficulties that show, if I remember. The guitar, something blew, and we had like 20
Yes.
minutes of dead air, so we had Bass Off Your Face Off, and we just had you doing bass riffs for like 20 minutes.
I remember that.
Greatest
now.
show ever. If you could find it online, just it's magic. Questions?
Yes. Well, Carol says, very good song, Fabian. You have a fantastic voice.
Thank you, Grandma.
Oh.
Does she know which Fabian it is? I'm joking, Grandma. I'm joking.
And V says, way to go, love your songs. And Pat has a question, fellow crew member Pat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
He says, what's your songwriting process like? Is it different every time?
One thing that I do with all of my songs is I write them like in the middle of the night. I write them like at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, because I have like such a bad critique of myself. Like I'll sometimes have to write a song 16 times, but when 16 times over, but when I'm working like at 5 o'clock in the morning, the brain is shut off and I just write whatever I feel that's there. Then I go back to it, and if it's there, most of these songs have been like, 5 o'clock, like insomnia story songs.
That's, man, because I have suffered from insomnia in the past, and that's where I'm like my least creative.
Yeah, my brain's just like,
That's
hey, I got a
incredible.
story to tell you.
So do you just like not go to bed, or do you get up?
I do shift work. I'm a youth support worker, so I work days, nights, evenings.
Okay.
And like every week is a different week, so my sleeping patterns are always different.
So you're just like formulating lyrics and songs during the shift, and then you come home and puke it out?
Yeah, like as I'm like in my mind, I'm just like, sometimes I'll write the lyric, and then when I'm at home and I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I'll just start, my one song, Hard to See, I wrote that in 15 minutes when I got home one night, and I was like, that's
There
all
it is. It's good to have that balance. I often struggle with that, because as I've grown up, I have basically searched for careers that allow me to be extremely creative, but that's completely hampered my personal creativity for my other projects. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I remember working at Wendy's when I was a kid. I would come home and I would like paint and I would write until like 4 or 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And I can't get that anymore because I have to actually use my brain at work.
Yeah.
So I'm always trying to find that balance as well. But sounds like you're just completely one-sided with that.
It makes me like with the songs I've written, it just works that way lately. It's I did write a song with my grandfather. It's not in this playlist, but it's like a new country song I'm working on. So
Is that a lot of musical inspiration? Is your grandfather?
my grandfather is like a musical inspiration to me. Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah. He was a country musician. I used to go on the road with him. So like when he'd get back home, like music's been in my family. So
Does he want to do Strip Down?
I could get him.
That'd be amazing. Out of Frequency itself, the name. Where did that come from?
I came up with the name when I was 12 years old. I always wanted it as like one of my band names. And I've always been fond of like the musician Dallas Green, City and Color.
Yep.
And so when I noticed the whole fiasco with my name, I just realized, I was like, well, why don't I just go by an alias? So I just figured Out of Frequency was a cool touch because it brought me back to when I was first starting writing music, and it's like the name itself, how I think about it. It's not what you expect. It's different. It's out there.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to wrap my head around Out of Frequency. I was like, it makes you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if some of the former PA band names were they as thought-provoking?
I really enjoyed my first band name. It was called Smiles and Sickness.
That's good. It's very like Harley Quinn.
I wrote it actually after one of my friends, her mom was dying of cancer, and in her eulogy, it said through all of her trials, she managed to put a smile on her face. So, Smiles and Sickness.
So not Harley Quinn, I'm sorry.
It's okay,
Yeah,
but it's
well.
still a thought-provoking story.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Where are we going for song number 4? Tell me about that.
Okay, we're gonna go with City Skyline. I actually recorded this with Sask One mic. So
What is that?
It's a recording series, online recording series in Saskatoon, with I'm Fracka Recording. I'm forgetting your name. I'm pretty sure Mike. But Sask One Mike, it's basically a recording series with a bunch of Sask musicians that are recording all their singles. So you're going to be hearing a lot of new and old talent in Saskatchewan. So just be sure to check that on YouTube.
Yeah, where can people find that? Sask One Mic on YouTube?
Yeah.
And what was that? What was that like?
It was
Compare it to this show.
well, we all had our times set and we're ready. The only convenient thing was that my guitar wouldn't stay in tune when I was
Okay.
recording. So we got a different guitar, but yeah, you're going to hear another version of it. And then later on this year, I'm going to try to record another version. This is just like the long version of the song right now.
Would you say his show brings the venue to you I'm just joking. When we started in 2008, we were like the only game, right?
Yeah.
The only like live music show, and then as soon as COVID hit, there was like a million. COVID was not a friend to strip down live. But sorry, let's go back to City Skyline.
Yeah, City Skyline.
All right.
Yeah. Do you want like the description?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's a love song. It's a love song that I think about how I think about through like in romantic comedies, you always have like that end game where it's like everything's great, everything's amazing. I just wanted like a song that was like about a relationship going through trials and hurdles, and just knowing that as long as they could work through it, anything is possible.
Right on.
So yeah, and then I just wrote City Skyline.
Take it away, Out of Frequency.
Thanks. Whispering winds, feel the silence begin. Like the turn of the clock, we can't change the past. When life was a struggle, no matter the trouble, we managed through us. That is a fact. Clock passes 9. Please give us a sign. The stars will align, and we will be fine. Just promise you'll stay here forever. Take the warmth of this city skyline. I will hold you close when it changes weather. The joy in your smile brings you sublime. Forgotten words when our hearts move first. In a broken world, our soul stayed intact. And seasons have changed, and our lives rearranged. Nowhere to go up from here. Clock passes 9. Please give us a sign. The stars will align, and we will be fine. Just promise you'll stay here forever. Take the warmth of this city skyline. I will hold you close when it changes weather. The joy in your smile brings you sublime. No matter how much we fall, hold you close when it changes weather. The joy in your smile brings you sublime.
You're watching Strip Down Live. Spending 1 hour with Out of Frequency here. It's the first show of 2023, and I'm just dropping the ball all over the place. I couldn't remember Matt Stinn's band. It was Friends of Foes, which had Bryn Kreisa in our social media correspondent for a short while. And then we discussed the one mic experience you had. Mm-hmm. And during that song, Bryn Kreisa came up again, was like, that's in my brother's drum studio.
Oh.
So there you go. Bryn should be in this chair, and I should be the social media correspondent. Bryn, how's it going? What's going on out there?
Sorry, I was just laughing at your comment.
What can you tell us about One Mic? I switched it up there.
I don't know a whole lot. I know it's just like a new project that my brother Kyle and Matt. Is it Matt? I haven't actually met the other guy.
I hope it's Mike.
My brain is going
mic.
foggy right now.
Right?
Yeah.
One Mic. Your brother better change his name to Mike then.
Yeah.
It'll be One Mic. It's brilliant.
I'll let him know.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't know a whole lot. Like, I've seen their Instagram. They've got some cool stuff coming out of there, but...
Is the Out of Frequency episode up already?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. It's coming soon.
Okay.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. All right. Have we given away our gift card yet?
No, I was going to ask you, Fabian. So we have another comment from Roxy. She says, "Hey, Fabian, proud of you. You have come a long way." So then on that note, I wanted to ask you who you'd like to give the gift card to. There's Carol, there's V. Martina commented as well. You took her question, though. She was asking
Martina.
about...
Is that Martina from October?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. She was asking about the origin story of Out of Frequency, but
Yeah.
you already addressed that. And then there's Roxy. So
You were just talking about a costume change, too, during the commercial break. And Martina was our Halloween episode. It did 6 costume changes. See? It's like copacetic here on Strip Down.
on that note, who would you like to
Don't make me pick. If you want to pick.
Okay, a number between 1 and 4. From
Number
1 to 4.
between 1 and
One.
Roxy.
1 to 4. I'll do 2.
2. This goes to V. Congratulations, V.
There we go. $25 at Earl's Saskatoon, our title sponsor. What does Roxy mean by you've come a long way? Is there a story? Roxy's been there since the beginning.
I think that's one of my friends. Just from all the things that I've done from like different projects.
Okay.
And ones like doing this has been like the most rewarding for me because it makes me feel like I'm actually
Like this?
in place. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rare
Yeah, no,
praise.
it's just in my other projects, I always felt like I was in the behind the scenes, and then getting to do this, and then getting to have my lyrics, getting my stories, and getting the songs out. It's just exciting.
That's awesome.
outside.
You're like the perfect guest for this. You singer-songwriter, good lyrics, one dude, one guitar, the way it's supposed to be. Well, or one gal. One artist, one guitar. Let's talk about the next thing coming up, the new album. It's in the works.
Yes, I'm just trying to figure out the whole funding situation.
Yes, that's always a big thing.
Yeah.
And you're doing some collaborating as well?
Hopefully, yeah. I know that I'm playing some shows with. We'll be playing some shows, me and Chris.
Yeah.
So I wrote like a new song that I wanted to work with him.
We're talking, of course, about Chris
Vassar,
who was on the show in November.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, you're writing songs with him?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've been playing some songs. He's given me like a lot of opportunities just with the change of like the music I've been doing now, and honestly, he's a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, how's the music scene in Saskatoon after COVID? I mean, it
The
kinda,
folk scene is pretty awesome because everyone collectively wants to see you succeed. And like, I want to see everyone succeed. Getting to see all the people that I got to hear from Saskatchewan, Mike, there's so much talented people. Like, it makes me think like, or like meeting all these musicians, it's like humbling to like meet everyone and just be like, okay, now I need to find new ways to evolve my sound.
people coming back out to shows again, though? That's kind of reset?
Yeah,
That's we're
like
back to where we were?
I played a show Avenue on H, like they're like a small house venue. They had like about like 30 people that came and supported us. It was pretty cool.
Nice. So let's pretend funding is not an issue. Everything's in place. What can we expect for this next album? What's the vision? What's the goal?
The goal? Tour as much as possible with the new album. Maybe we release it on vinyl.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I was going to ask about that. I love how it's come full circle. People stopped releasing on CDs, and now they're going back to like tapes and vinyl.
Yeah. Well, it's cool to have a CD player, but I don't have a CD player anymore.
Oh.
I have a vinyl player.
I have a VHS player. But what's on the cover of your vinyl? What's the art? Because that is like, you could not beat that. And I swear that's like 90% of how vinyl came back, is because there's nothing beats. You can get vinyl frames, and I've got 100 of them. Like,
I know I want to paint something for the
Okay.
for like the vinyl, but I'm not gonna spoil it.
oh, all right, fine. No, okay. Full album though?
7 songs.
Okay.
7 songs. Most of the songs that I've been playing right now are gonna be on the album.
All right. Before we get to the next song, though, I wanted to bring back. We were talking about your grandpa before, who was an inspiration and you say country musician.
Yeah.
We had Larry Krause on this show way back in the day, who was from Prince Albert, I believe, or the area. Country musician. He did the show. He was our 75th episode, and he walked out and he was like, "This is a really good idea. I think I might do my own." So he went back to PA and he did the Timberline music show, which was basically this. The only difference is he's won like dozens of awards. And he's got a shelf full of like Canadian country music awards, and he has like a Santa sack full of them. And I'm incredibly jealous. I'll just throw that out there. I mean, we're proud of you, Larry. I'm glad I could be inspiring. I could be your inspiration, but you know, if you wanted to drive slowly by my house and throw one of the awards out the window, I wouldn't. So what I was telling you that to say it would be awesome to have your grandpa on here, like legit.
Yeah, I could ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. Where are we going for the song 5 before we take our next commercial break?
I wrote this new one. It's called "Stay Optimistic." It's kind of it's an interesting song because it's written from the perspective of like my sister. She's dealt with like depression, and the whole point of the song is like getting inside of the mind of depression.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Out of Frequency.
Voices linger inside of the head, closes in on the days we feel lonely. Shrug it off, you'll smile and pretend. Further on it gets quite phony. All along we've known something's wrong. Unbalanced at birth and somehow forced on a roller coaster, headed straight to hell. The doctor said stay optimistic. Fragile minds can surely break. No control, the nights feel much longer. Silence grows when no one can relate. I feel you're anxious, too much to bother. All along we've known something's wrong. Unbalanced at birth and somehow forced on a roller coaster, headed straight to hell. Zach said, stay optimistic. Breathe in, breathe out. It's too complicated. Breathe in, breathe out. I feel suffocated. Breathe in, breathe out. We move all along, even though it's wrong. Unbalanced at birth and somehow forced on a roller coaster, headed straight to hell. The doctor said, stay optimistic.
Ladies and gentlemen, Out of Frequency.
This song is actually for Every Child Matters. This is called Hard to See. 10,000 innocent children buried and swept away, hidden by their fathers who consider them sins each day. In a world so shaded, immoral and broken, it's painfully hard to say. Where's humanity gone? The hatred sprung up in the hope drowned with me. Maybe one day it'll be okay to walk alone at night. Maybe one day, somehow, some way, the fear will be gone from your mind. Never-ending stories, officers never failed to miss. Hear their outcries from their families, while when they arrested, jailed, no dismissed. In a world so shaded, immoral and broken, it's painfully hard to say. Where's humanity gone? The hatred sprung up in the hope drowned with me. Maybe one day it'll be okay to walk alone at night. Maybe one day, somehow, some way, the fear will be gone from your mind. If you want the change, go out and take it, and let your heart truly speak. Make a pledge, take a chance, stand against ignorance. Showing love never made you weak. Maybe one day it'll be okay to walk alone at night. Maybe one day, somehow, some way, the fear will be gone from your mind.
Wow, we're wrapping things up with Out of Frequency, the first show of 2023. That was hard to see.
Yeah, hard to see.
And yeah, obviously inspired by Every Child Matters. Why was it important to write that song, get that out there?
That was the song I wrote in like 15 minutes. I was up all night a couple days before this anti-racism event that I got to play, and they wanted a song, and I didn't know what to write at the time, but immediately everything came to me one night, just boom, 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 and it's one of my favorite songs. It's one of my favorite protest songs.
That's incredible. It was really, it's a really good song. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're almost out of time, man. How's your experience on Strip Down Live?
It's been really good. I had a couple dings in one song, but overall it's been really eventful.
Nice. Where could people get a hold of you and your music and possibly see you?
You could see me on Facebook, Instagram. What else? I have TikTok now. You could listen to my songs on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, Google Play, I believe, and then most of the other social media options as well. And I'm going to be playing a show with Raw Soul House show. I have it on my page right now. It's on the 17th in February.
All right. Let's finish up with Bryn before we do our sponsors. I counted really wrong when we were chatting before, Bryn.
Mm-hmm.
I somehow thought we already did an episode in January, but no, this is episode 246, February 247,
Okay.
March that you booked,
Yeah.
248, April, May, 249 and 250. So there's
Wow.
plans afoot
Cool.
to end this this season on a high note.
Yeah.
Thank you for your help in getting some acts together for this show.
Hey, my pleasure. I love finding new musicians and guests to have on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring back. What would it take to reunite Friends of Foes?
Curtis, I couldn't tell you.
You're just all right. Yeah. Before we wrap things up, I got to go through these sponsors one more time. Big thanks to our title sponsor, Earl Saskatoon. They know what's up. They support local music. And of course, Vern's Pizza, which the busiest month ever for them is February. And of course, the Hairstyle Inn and eWest Music. And if you want some vintage, some old, original run episodes of Strip Down, check out the YouTube channel Mermoose Media. We're slowly getting the first original 214 episodes uploaded. There's some good stuff in there. There's some One Bad Sound. There's some Sheepdogs. You know, the who's who of the Saskatoon music scene from circa 2008 to 2014. Sir, I think that's it. Did we cover anything else? Anything else you want to say?
Thanks to the cast and crew for everything. Appreciate it tonight.
Yeah. Thanks to the City Mike stepping up. City Mike coming to do camera. Of course, the Evans brothers, Dylan and Doug, Davis on audio, and Dean and Eric in the studio. We miss Jay Neufeld. Pat couldn't be here tonight, but he's watching from home, which begs the question, why is he at home watching and not here? But we love you, Pat. And of course, the lovely Bryn Kreisa. That's it. Out of time and out of frequency. What's the last song?
This one's called Someday.
And does Someday have a 1-minute backstory?
Yeah, it's basically if you wanted to have a wedding set up and I was the guy that was playing for you, here you go.
Thank you so much. For the last time tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Out of Frequency. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Traveled at night, alone in the dark. Somehow I heard your breaking heart. It's beating so off time, completely blind to what's really beautiful and kind. I'll try to look for what's hard to find. Maybe it was a matter of time. Someday, pushing forward to be where you are, The volumes I'll soar beyond the stars. With hope I soon will share the love that bears a grateful end. Away from despair, I'll try to look for what can't be repaired. My words are real, my dear, I swear. Someday, baby, it was a matter of time. Crazy how your love awoke in my life. Oh, someday